Naruto's Nine Tails Rage in the Valley of the End. During their first battle at the Valley of the End, Sasuke landed a Chidori on Naruto, but things quickly changed when Naruto tapped into the Nine Tails power. The sudden surge of chakra gave Naruto an immense boost, making him much faster and stronger. Sasuke, unprepared for this, was completely overwhelmed. Naruto pummeled him with relentless attacks, kicking and punching him underwater. At this point, Sasuke's two-tomoe Sharingan couldn't keep up. Only when he awakened the third tomoe was he finally able to counterattack. Without it, Naruto might have seriously injured him or even fulfilled his promise, beating Sasuke down and dragging him back to the Leaf Village. Naruto's one-tail cloak in the Valley of the End. As the fight escalated, Naruto donned the Nine Tails one-tail cloak, its chakra forming wild, sentient limbs. Sasuke faltered, unable to track the unpredictable attacks with his Sharingan. Naruto grappled and tossed him like a rag doll, each strike a near-fatal blow. Only by activating Curse Mark Stage 2 did Sasuke turn the tide. Without that desperate power-up, he'd have been crushed under Naruto's feral assault. Deidara's C4 Karura. During Naruto Shippuden, Sasuke faced Deidara, who used his deadly C4 Karura nano-sized explosives originally designed to kill Itachi. However, seeing Sasuke as a serious threat, Deidara unleashed them against him instead. These explosives were nearly impossible to counter unless someone could see chakra and use lightning style. Luckily, Sasuke had both. To survive, Sasuke ran a lightning current through his body, neutralizing the microscopic bombs before they could disintegrate him. Weakening himself in the process, he then cast a genjutsu on Deidara, making him believe the attack had worked. Deidara watched Sasuke die twice before realizing he had been completely fooled. Deidara's C0 explosion. Still in the same fight, Deidara used his ultimate technique, C0, detonating himself in a massive explosion comparable to the Ten Tails Bijou Dama. Determined to kill Sasuke at any cost, Deidara sacrificed his own life. Luckily, Sasuke reacted just in time. He summoned Manda, placed the giant snake under a genjutsu, and reverse summoned himself to safety. Unfortunately, Manda took part of the explosion and died in the process. However, Sasuke managed to escape unharmed, proving once again his quick thinking and survival instincts. Killer Bee's Sword Strikes. Tracking Killer Bee, the Eight Tails Jinchuriki, Sasuke and Team Taka clashed with a whirlwind of blades. Bee's swords pierced Sasuke multiple times, dropping him to the ground. The injuries alone were life-threatening, but things got even worse when Bee went in for the finishing blow. Just as Bee's sword was about to strike, Suigetsu blocked the attack, saving Sasuke's life. Jugo then punched Bee away, creating an opening for Karin to help. She let Sasuke bite her arm, using her healing abilities to restore his strength, allowing him to continue fighting. Killer Bee's Lariat. After Sasuke trapped Killer Bee in a genjutsu, he thought the fight was over. Bee had already activated his Eight Tails cloak, and with him seemingly paralyzed, Sasuke assumed victory. However, Sasuke didn't realize that the Eight Tails could break Bee out of the illusion by disrupting his chakra. Once free, Bee landed a devastating lariat on Sasuke, completely blowing a hole through his chest. It was a brutal moment, made even more intense when Bee casually flashed a hand sign and smirked as Sasuke was sent flying. The attack should have been fatal, but Jugo stepped in just in time. Catching Sasuke mid-air, Jugo used his curse mark abilities to transfer his own flesh and muscle tissue into Sasuke's wound, regenerating his destroyed chest. This worked because Sasuke's body was compatible with Jugo's abilities. Sasuke had previously received and mastered Jugo's curse mark. However, the process drained Jugo significantly, even reverting him to a childlike state due to the massive energy loss. Killer Bee's Eight Tails form. Right after that, Killer Bee fully transformed into the Eight Tails and was ready to wipe out Team Taka. Suigetsu stepped in with his massive water avatar, trying to hold off the tailed beast. He even tanked a tailed beast bomb at point-blank range. Sasuke was in serious trouble, exhausted, severely wounded, and facing a full-tailed beast. Suigetsu was down, Karin had no chakra left, and Jugo had been drained to the point of reverting into a child. Seeing his team risk everything to protect him reminded Sasuke of Team 7. That moment pushed him to unleash Amaterasu, landing a direct hit on the Eight Tails and turning the fight around. It was a near-death situation, but Sasuke barely managed to win. The Uchiha Clan Massacre. When Sasuke was just 7 years old, the Uchiha clan was planning a coup to overthrow the Hidden Leaf Village, which could have led to devastating consequences for everyone involved. In response, the village leadership sought to stop the Uchiha by any means necessary. The third Hokage initially attempted peaceful negotiations, and Shisui Uchiha even tried to dissuade the clan from rebellion, warning that it would spark a civil war with immense casualties. However, the Uchiha were resolute in their plan. This forced Itachi into a harrowing decision: either side with his clan and ignite the conflict, or eliminate them to prevent greater bloodshed. Ultimately, he chose the village, carrying out the infamous Uchiha Massacre. One of Itachi's strongest motivations was Sasuke, his younger brother, who would likely have been killed either in the war or as collateral damage. In a cruel twist, Itachi saved Sasuke's life by slaughtering their entire family before his eyes, a tragic yet defining moment in Sasuke's journey. The Needle Barrage in the Land of Waves arc. Fast forward to Sasuke's early days as a genin on Team 7. During their mission in the Land of Waves, Sasuke, Naruto, and Kakashi faced Haku, a deadly yet compassionate ninja under Zabuza's command. In a critical moment, Haku unleashed a storm of Senbon needles toward Naruto. Without hesitation, Sasuke threw himself in front of his teammate, his body becoming a pincushion as needles pierced his neck, arms, and torso. Blood trickled down his pale skin as he collapsed, motionless. Naruto, believing Sasuke dead, erupted in a nine-tails-fueled rampage. Sasuke survived, not because of luck, but because Haku, despite his lethal skill, was too gentle to aim for vital organs. Unlike kunai or shuriken, senbon are less deadly, and Haku's precision ensured they struck only to incapacitate. Still, the sight of Sasuke crumpled on the ground, barely breathing, underscored how close he came to death. Gaara's attack in the Forest of Death. Still in the Forest of Death, Sasuke faced Gaara, the unstable Jinchuriki of the One Tail. Their clash was electrifying. Sasuke's Chidori crackled against Gaara's sand shield, in a scene that remains one of Naruto's coolest. But after using his third Chidori of the day, Sasuke's chakra drained completely, and the curse mark surged, wrapping his body in black patterns and paralyzing him. Gaara, humiliated by being wounded twice in one day, an unprecedented insult, lunged to crush Sasuke's lifeless form. Death loomed until Naruto arrived, his sandal connecting with Gaara's face in a last-second kick that sent the sand ninja reeling. Sasuke lay helpless, his survival owed entirely to his rival's timely intervention. Itachi's Tsukuyomi in the hotel room. Looking back, we all know Itachi never intended to kill Sasuke. He was protecting him the entire time. However, there was a moment where Itachi may have pushed things too far. When the brothers reunited in the hotel room after the Uchiha Massacre, Sasuke, enraged, attacked with a Chidori, but Itachi easily overpowered him. Wanting to teach Sasuke a harsh lesson and push his Sharingan's development, Itachi placed him under Tsukuyomi, forcing him to relive the brutal murder of their parents for what felt like 24 hours. The psychological torment was so extreme that Sasuke collapsed into a coma. Tsukuyomi wasn't just an illusion, it had real, physical effects, as seen with Kakashi earlier. If not for Naruto and Jiraiya bringing Tsunade back to the village, Sasuke might not have recovered. While Itachi's goal was to strengthen his brother, subjecting him to such extreme mental torture seemed excessive, especially considering he was meant to be Sasuke's silent protect. Itachi's Amaterasu in Brother Final Fight. During Sasuke and Itachi's final battle, Itachi unleashed Amaterasu, the black flames that burn anything until it turns to ash. At first, he used them to extinguish Sasuke's own fire, which was an impressive moment. However, he then repeatedly attacked Sasuke with Amaterasu until the flames finally hit him. Amaterasu cannot be put out by normal means. Once it latches onto a target, it burns until nothing remains. Itachi, unlike Sasuke later on, didn't have precise control over Amaterasu. He could activate it, but he couldn't freely stop it. This meant Sasuke was in serious danger. If he didn't find a way out, he would be burned alive. Fortunately, Sasuke had Orochimaru's body substitution jutsu, allowing him to shed his burned skin and escape. This was actually part of his strategy. He wanted Itachi to use Amaterasu so he could create storm clouds, setting up his powerful Kirin attack. Sasuke also used fire style to enhance the storm, but Amaterasu played a role as well. That being said, what if Sasuke hadn't had that escape technique? He could have died right there. Some might argue that Itachi aimed for Sasuke's curse mark wing, intending to burn only that instead of his entire body. However, the wing was still connected to Sasuke, and Amaterasu spreads quickly. If things had gone slightly wrong, Itachi might have accidentally killed Sasuke before achieving his goal of pushing him to his limits. The Raikage Punch at the 5 Kage Summit. During the 5 Kage Summit, Sasuke faced the Raikage in a brutal fight. The Raikage landed a devastating punch on Sasuke, nearly breaking his ribs. Even though Sasuke tried to block with an Amaterasu shield, the Raikage didn't hesitate. He sacrificed his own arm to strike Sasuke, almost snapping his neck. As Sasuke fell, the Raikage went for a finishing blow with a powerful kick that could have shattered Sasuke's ribcage. To counter, Sasuke created a massive Amaterasu barrier, meaning if the Raikage followed through, he would be consumed by inextinguishable black flames. At that moment, both of their lives were at serious risk. However, Gaara intervened just in time, using his sand to shield them from each other, preventing a deadly outcome. Mei Terumi's Vapor Style. As Sasuke continued his battle against the 5 Kage, he faced Mei, the 5th Mizukage, already struggling with the strain of his Mangekyo Sharingan. Mei's Vapor Style began melting his Susanoo, and even his own skin started to burn. Running low on chakra, and with his defenses failing, Sasuke was in a dire situation. Fortunately, White Zetsu had planted spores throughout the Kage meeting room, allowing him to absorb chakra from the Kage and transfer it to Sasuke, giving him a brief moment of recovery. Onoki's Particle Style. Sasuke faces Onoki, the 3rd Tsuchikage, who uses Particle Style to try and disintegrate him. Sasuke had almost no defense against it, as Particle Style can bypass nearly any protection. Just as Onoki's massive cube engulfed Sasuke, Obito arrived and used Kamui to teleport him away, saving his life. Danzo's Paralyzing Curse Seal. While fighting Danzo, Danzo placed a powerful curse mark on him, not the same as Orochimaru's, but one that completely paralyzed Sasuke. This jutsu required no hand signs or preparation, just a simple touch, leaving Sasuke completely vulnerable. Danzo was ready to finish him off, mocking him in the process. However, Sasuke's overwhelming hatred flared up, breaking him free from the paralysis. Fueled by rage, he activated his Susanoo, counterattacked, and managed to turn the tide of battle. Without that surge of hatred, Sasuke might not have escaped the curse and survived the fight. Danzo's ultimate sealing jutsu. When Danzo realized he was defeated, he attempted to take Sasuke down with him by using his ultimate sealing jutsu. This technique created a massive dark orb, engulfing a large part of the samurai bridge. However, Sasuke managed to evade it. Sakura's Ambush. After Danzo's fight. After the fight with Danzo, Sakura and Team 7 arrived at Sasuke's location. Determined to end him, Sakura had the perfect chance. Sasuke had exhausted his chakra, his Susanoo had reached its armored state, but then collapsed, and his vision had deteriorated. Barely able to see or fight, Sasuke was completely vulnerable. Sakura managed to sneak up behind him with a kunai, ready to strike, but she hesitated. Her hands trembled, and despite believing she had the resolve to kill him, she couldn't go through with it. This hesitation saved Sasuke's life. If Sakura had been more determined, she could have ended him right there. Instead, Sasuke eventually realized her presence, grabbed her by the neck, and nearly turned the kunai against her. Kabuto's Great White Dragon Bomb. During the fight with Kabuto, he used his Great White Dragon attack to blind and deafen both Sasuke and Itachi. While Sasuke was vulnerable, Kabuto attempted to capture him, aiming to take over his body, something Orochimaru had always desired but never achieved. However, Itachi protected Sasuke by shielding him with Susanoo's hand. Kabuto's Terrain Spikes. Kabuto later used Sage Mode to manipulate the terrain, sending spikes at Sasuke and Itachi. Itachi again shielded Sasuke with Susanoo, taking the hits himself, though he regenerated as an Edo Tensei, sparing Sasuke from being impaled. Obito's Ten Tails vacuum. When Obito absorbed the Ten Tails, the condensing mass created a vacuum that sucked Sasuke and Minato toward him. Naruto extended his Kurama limbs to pull them back, saving Sasuke from being consumed. Obito's truth-seeking orbs. During the fight against Obito, Sasuke used his Susanoo hand to block a truth-seeking orb from hitting Naruto. However, Obito quickly overwhelmed them, placing his hands on their foreheads and preparing to erase them with the same technique he had just used on another shinobi. Fortunately, Minato teleported them away at the last second, saving their lives. Obito's truth-seeking orb explosion. After Minato attempted to blitz Obito, the latter countered by breaking Minato's kunai, severing one of his arms, and attaching a truth-seeking orb to his body. As the orb started glowing, Sasuke prepared to defend with his Susanoo ribcage, though its effectiveness against the attack was uncertain. However, Tobirama intervened, using a shadow clone to grab the orb and teleport it back to Obito, causing him to take the explosion instead. Madara stabs Sasuke heart. When Madara is resurrected with Rinnegan, he swiftly captures all the tailed beasts. Tobirama attempts to ambush him from behind, but is easily defeated off-screen. As they engage in a philosophical debate about their past, Tobirama spits water at Madara to create a distraction, allowing Sasuke to attack from above on his falcon. However, just as Sasuke is about to strike, he suddenly freezes mid-air, unable to move. In one of the most humiliating moments in Naruto, Madara effortlessly grabs Sasuke's own sword and impales him straight through the heart. As the sword exits Sasuke's back, blood stains the Uchiha crest on his shirt, making for a powerful symbolic moment. The wound is severe, piercing directly through his heart. When Madara unsummons the Gedo Mazo, Sasuke collapses among the rocks, barely clinging to life. Just then, an unexpected savior appears, Kabuto, now a changed man after experiencing Itachi's Izanami. He heals Sasuke's mortal wound, essentially saving his life once again, almost as if Itachi himself had protected Sasuke even from beyond the grave. The final Valley of the End clash. In the final battle at the Valley of the End, Sasuke charges his Indra's arrow using the chakra of all 9-tailed beasts, forming a massive lightning-infused projectile within his Susanoo. Meanwhile, Naruto gathers an immense amount of sage energy, channeling all his remaining chakra into 2 enormous Rasen shurikens. As they unleash their ultimate attacks, the collision triggers an explosion so massive that it levels the entire valley. The sheer force of the blast is unlike anything seen before in the series. Luckily, it occurs high above the ground. Otherwise, the Valley of the End would have been completely obliterated. Despite the catastrophic impact, both Sasuke and Naruto survive, likely using the last remnants of their power to form a Susanoo and Kurama avatar defense. Not only do they withstand the explosion, but they also survive a fall from the stratosphere, crashing back to Earth with no chakra left, making Sasuke's survival even more remarkable. The final Chidori versus Rasengan clash. After Naruto and Sasuke's final clash with Rasengan and Chidori, the remaining part of the Valley of the End is completely destroyed. The impact is so intense that both of their arms are blown off, leaving them severely wounded. In a symbolic moment, as their blood mixes on the ground, the unison sign is formed, not by their own hands, but by the stone carvings of Hashirama and Madara, signifying the end of their rivalry. Despite their immense strength, the blood loss from their injuries is life-threatening. Even Naruto and Sasuke acknowledge that without help, they won't survive much longer. Fortunately, Sakura arrives just in time to heal them, preventing their deaths. This moment not only marks the conclusion of their long-standing battle, but also solidifies their bond, as they both accept each other as equals. Their journey, filled with conflict and struggle, ultimately leads to reconciliation and survival. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.